G'day everyone, how are we all going? Today I'm going to be making a Indian street food sweet called Jalebi. That's Jalebi. Yeah, something I've enjoyed over the years visiting in India. As I've said in the past, I haven't really got much of a sweet tooth, but these things, they're little fiends of decadence. You have one and you just want to keep eating them. And I've actually had a craving for them, so I'm going to make some up. So first of all, we've got to make a batter for our jalebis. So in my mixing bowl here, I've just got 1 cup of plain flour. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chickpea flour. I'll just get it out, try and measure it right. 1 and 2. So chickpea flour in India it's called now my pronunciation. I'm not sure the pronunciation is besan, B-E-S-A-N. Anyway, besan flour. Anyway, what it is chickpea flour. Now to that, I'm just going to add a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just a 1/4 like that of baking powder, and just a very small amount just on the tip of my spoon here of just like about that much turmeric. So that's, I don't know, probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And to make our batter, obviously we need some water, so we're going to add 1 cup, and we'll stir it up to make our batter for the jalebis. For years I thought these were, sounds silly now, but I've visited India a few times and had these and thought they were really good, and obviously I asked what they were called. And I thought the first guy I ever asked, I thought he said jelly bean. I thought, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's just an Indian sweet they've named after the well-known jelly bean lolly. And anyway, still I'd go around and ask vendors, anywhere sell jelly beans? And they'd always point me to the Jalebi, Jalebi maker. Obviously just thought I was mispronouncing it. Anyway, I'll stir this up, and what we've got to do, get all the lumps out. So I'll keep working on this for a while yet. Make sure there's absolutely no lumps in it. And we've just got to leave this to sit, not refrigerated, in a warm, dry spot, warm as you can. It's a cold day here, but for a minimum of about 12 hours, even overnight's okay. So I'll keep stirring that up and get back to you. Alrighty guys, yeah, so my batter's been sitting here for the best part of a day. Actually not quite 12 hours, but we'll see how we go. It's probably about 9 hours. But there are lots of little bubbles up on top, so it has been fermenting a bit. So what I'll do is I'll just check the consistency, and yeah, it's sort of probably still a little thin. What I'll do to that is just add maybe 1 or 2 more tablespoons of the plain flour. Just put 1 in first. See how it goes. And just while I'm stirring that in too, just for a bit of fun, well not fun, this is what they do in India too, but this is entirely optional, just a few drops of, I'm using this red food colouring, but yeah, just some of them are orange, but yeah, in India and Fiji where I've had them too, they often use food colouring just to put a bit of colour into it. So this is probably going to come out probably more pink. So I'll keep stirring that up, guys. But just while I've got the camera going, I think one's going to be enough, but that needs a bit more stirring. But just while I've got the camera going, I'll also show you what else I'm going to be doing at the same time. I've got here in a saucepan a cup of just white sugar. So we're going to be making a syrup. So once we've fried our jalebis, we're going to soak them in a sugar syrup. So just put in a cup of water, and yeah, just a little shake of cardamom powder into that syrup as well, and a couple of strands, just a little pinch of saffron threads. And yeah, while I'm mucking around mixing up the rest of my batter, getting my oil ready and all that, I'll be cooking this syrup till it gets to a not too thick. Just they call it like a one strand. So when you get a one strand between your finger, it's ready. All right, I'll get that going and I'll get back to you. Alrighty guys, just before I start cooking, I just thought I'd quickly show you my setup here. So I've got everything ready to go. I've just got to heat this oil up. So I've just used a neutral oil, but I've also added, as you can see, some ghee there. That's optional. That's just purely for extra flavour. Now over here, I've just got my plate ready to go to put my jalebis on. I've got my syrup here. So it's pretty well done. So I'm just keeping that warm. It needs to be kept warm. And what you can do, I've just got a little bit of lemon here. It's just, if you squeeze some lemon juice into that, it'll just stop the sugar setting. Last thing, to make my actual jalebis, that mixture I've actually put into a recycled squeezy tomato plastic bottle here. So yeah, it's got the nozzle on it, and I'll show you that, how we use that in a sec. But just one tip, if you are recycling a tomato sauce bottle like that, just make sure you thoroughly wash it out. I had to wash it, and then I actually had to use some lemon juice and some vanilla just to get rid of that tomato smell out of it, just to get it back to neutral. Alrighty, I'll get back to you when we're actually cooking. Yeah, I think my oil's about up to temperature. So what I'm going to be attempting to do is yeah, basically just make little swirls, starting small and going a bit bigger. Now I'm not very good at this, so it doesn't really matter as long as you get something at the end. We'll see how we go. Hopefully it'll start floating, which it is. Alrighty, so we'll just let those cook away. I'll probably even flip them in a minute, and then yeah, soak them in the syrup once they're cooked. Only in the syrup for just a minute, no more than that. Look at that, it's begging for one more in there. Jalebis, this batch is yeah, cooking on nicely. So like I say, I've got my syrup here, so what I'll do now is just, while they're still hot, just drop them into that syrup. And basically, yeah, we're just tossing them around in the syrup, coating it just like I say for a minute or two. batch on. And yeah, it's just a bit of a production line. Get the next batch on, get those out, get them on the plate, and we're done. So I'll keep going with that, and I'll get back to them when we're trying them. Alrighty guys, so yeah, my Jalebis are ready, or jelly beans, as I still sometimes call them. So yeah, really happy with them. Turned out really good. Like I say, I'm not an expert at piping them, but you know, not too bad. And this is street food, guys. It's not perfecto, cordon bleu, sort of the sort of perfection stuff that you get in a 5-star restaurant. You get this on the side of the dusty road, India, Fiji, and I guarantee if you put a plate full of those in front of a Indian or a Fijian, they look at them and go yum and tuck in. Alrighty, so let's have a look. Yeah, so they've been soaking in that syrup, so they're nice and glistening. So you get sticky fingers when you eat them. That's part of the part of the pleasure, part of the experience, I guess. So I'll just try one. It looks so decadent, and it is decadent, but man, it is just so tasty. And it's not, despite that syrup, it's not sickly sweet. The dough's nice and crunchy, crispy. It tastes sort of like a thin donut. It's just yum. I'm going to have a bit more. It's delicious. That is a very, very successful cook. Alright guys, thanks for watching this. As always, thank you to the subscribers that have subscribed to the channel. If you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, yeah, just subscribe. Like I always say, it doesn't matter if you don't want to, but just helps me keep interest in doing these cooks. But I'm going to keep doing them anyway, so don't sweat it. Alrighty guys, I'll catch you next time.